Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to A Call to Action. As you know, my name is Barrett Matthews. If you don't know, I am Barrett Matthews. For those of you who, if it's your first time here, I want to welcome you here to A Call to Action. It is a weekly webinar I do where I work with entrepreneurs. My specialty is in productivity, so I want to get you guys into being more productive. That's why it's called A Call to Action, because you will not get any productivity rather, unless you are active. And I want to make sure that you all are doing that. I do this weekly because what I do is I work with entrepreneurs. I work with high-level executives and entrepreneurs because I want to get you to that next level in your business. And how do I do that? By showing you how to maximize every second of your day and make it work the best for you. So I said, how is it best to do that, Barrett? Put together this. So I do this every week. Sometimes I just host by myself. Other times I have guests like I have tonight. I have a phenomenal guest tonight. I want to talk about him in a minute. But I want to just tell you guys, you want to make sure you do one thing right now. What's that one thing, Barrett? That one thing is share this with all of your friends. Share it with everybody. Start a watch party, whatever you got to do. Get them on A Call to Action tonight, because I promise you, you will not be disappointed on what you're going to hear tonight. I promise you that much. I know that for a fact. The gentleman who's coming tonight will not disappoint you. Now, here's the thing. I mentioned a minute ago that what I do is I work with entrepreneurs on being more productive. Now, I want to give y'all a little secret on one of the things that I'm doing to help entrepreneurs. The high-level executives, you all get a sneak peek in what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I have a growing specialty in helping entrepreneurs be more productive by using podcasts. I have been in the broadcasting media field for God knows how many years. So what I want to do is help you all to take my experience and put out a podcast to help you and your business. I've started an organization called Podcast Nation. I'd love you to join the Facebook group, Podcast Nation. But what I want you to do is join me Tuesday night at 8 p.m. It is the best webinar you're going to get on podcasting. I'm hosting a webinar for you. How do you do it? It's very simple. Go to bestpodcastwebinar.com. You can't get any simpler than that. Go to bestpodcastwebinar.com. Register. It's free. That's right. It's free. bestpodcastwebinar.com. I'll see you guys Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. I can't wait. Looking forward to it. Now, many of you who've been on A Call to Action before, you know I don't get this thing going unless I talk to you about the word. And I mean the word from the man above. And that's from God, from the Bible. I usually talk from the Bible. I'm not going to read scripture tonight, but I'm going to talk about scripture. And that's from Matthew chapter 4, verse number 8. And again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. All this I will give you, he said, if you will bow down and worship me. Now, why did I bring that up? Well, I brought it up because the gentleman who's going to be talking to you all in a couple of minutes, he is the man I call the mountain climber. And I talk about this because the thing is that the devil took Jesus up on the mountain, but that wasn't Jesus's mountain. That wasn't the mountain he was supposed to be on. Oh, he saw all these great things, but that wasn't his mountain. That wasn't his purpose to be there. So I say that to you because you're going to glean so much from this man who I'm going to bring to you right now. I'm excited. I'm really thrilled to have him on A Call to Action. He's been a friend of mine for some years now. We're very close. That's my boy. So I'm excited to see him grow. He's excited to see me grow. We're excited to work together right now. We're excited to work together any chance we get, because I just love listening to this man. I love the message he brings, and he's going to bring a message to you. So what I want you to do is get your pad and pen ready, because I want to welcome to A Call to Action my man, none other than Sakoni Prince. Sakoni, what's up, my brother?
What up, Barrett? How you doing, Doc?
I am doing marvelously well and improving, my friend. And I'm just happy to have you here with me today, man.
Man, I'm glad to be here with you, especially after you ask people, why didn't you get it done? I'm going to start calling you Barrett the butt kicker.
You already gave me another name, man. Oh, wow. Well, on that note, brother, I'm going to kick your butt and tell you to get into high gear right now, because I'm going to turn the mic over to you and let you take it away for the next little bit, however you want to take, brother.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. Well, I want to again, thank Barry for allowing me this opportunity to come and share with y'all, just some incredible things that you can do to make your 2020 even better than your 2019. And, I think about how people, they tend not to focus on where they are right now. They're so fixated on the future. Now, I know that we are to plan for the future, but we can't live there. We are to plan for the future, but we can't live there. Because while we're trying to live in the future, we're missing our present. I remember several years ago, I had some pretty bad news that was coming on a date in the future. And I remember I was just fixated on that date. I was focused on that date so bad. And I remember God telling me, said, Saccone, you're so worried about that date, you may be dead by then. And I mean, when he told that to me, I was like, you know what? You're right. So I literally started thanking God for this day in my daily bread, thanking him for today. Yes, I still plan for tomorrow, but I'm grateful for the moments I have right now. What I want to talk to you about tonight is leading the way. That's right, leading the way. And Barry talked about, me being a mountain climber and, helping people get on the right mountain. One thing I've learned is that you have to be willing to actually step out there and lead the way. Last year, I had an opportunity and the privilege to speak to several different groups in South America, Guyana, South America, by the way. And while I was there, I had a chance to speak at this school with some indigenous people, people that were actually born there, that were actually raised there. And I asked a question, I said, how many of you consider yourself leaders? Now, these were 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old children. I said, how many of you consider yourself leaders? 80% of the class, 80% of the students that were there stood up, 80%. And I told them, I said, the important part of leading is knowing that you have somebody following you, knowing that there's somebody that's looking to you for direction, for guidance. Even if you didn't sign up for it, all of us are leading somebody. And, knowing how important that is, that you are leading somebody, it should actually help you to be more conscious of how you carry yourself and how you lead. I don't care if there's a child that's 5 years old, if they have younger siblings, they're looking up to them. They are looking up. They didn't ask to be a leader, but they find themselves being one. I was sharing with this company I was talking with about a month ago. I said, you may have only been here 6 months, but to the person that started last week, you're their leader because they're looking at you. Even if they don't go to their supervisor, they can find information from you. Most of the time they'll do that because you work with them. And I was trying to help them understand that leaders lead. I'm gonna say that again. Leaders lead. They don't wait for a title. They don't wait for someone to, give them a corner office or give them that raise. Leaders lead. And you know what? We oftentimes want the title before we do the work. Why not learn to do the work so you can get the title? So many people want to just be put in a position and they have yet to prove themselves to be able to handle that position. It's like our teenagers, they want a car. Or in fact, they want to be able to drive ours. Are you responsible with your bicycle? Are you responsible with your phone? Are you responsible with cleaning up your room? And yet you want more responsibility? No, show that you can handle what you have right now. And I guarantee you that you'll get more. If you're faithful over a little bit, God will make you rule over much. But you have to start where you are. And some of us, we say, well, I'm not going to start. I'm not going to do anything until I get the title, until I get the position, until I get the money. Why would somebody just give that to you if you haven't proven yourself? And imagine this, you have an opportunity to learn right now on somebody else's dime. You have an opportunity to learn what it means to be a business person, opportunity to learn what it means to be a supervisor, to manage people. You have a chance right now. But so many of us, we just wait. Well, I'm gonna wait until they offer me the position. Why would they offer it to you if you're not doing anything where you are? If you're not doing anything what you already have. So when I talk about leading the way, I'm talking about you setting the example. I'm talking about you being the person that people can point to and say, this is how you lead. This is how you're fair. This is how you're just. This is how you spend your time, your energy, and your effort. Leaders lead. Somebody was telling me about Michael Jordan when he was asked the question, what is it that he does? He said, I seek to be the best because I can't demand the best of other people until I've demanded the best of myself. And so many of us know people that want us to do things that they have not yet done. They want us to do what they say, not what they do. But if you really want to be a leader, you have to lead the way. And you do that by example, not just in the stuff that you do as far as like what you accomplish, but even how you treat people, even how you act and react when it comes to the people that you're leading. Because somebody is looking at you, somebody is watching, somebody is dependent upon you to be the example that they need in order to get to the level that you're at. But if you don't show them how to do that, if you don't properly illustrate them to them how it is they're supposed to carry themselves, the discipline they need in order to get things done, if you don't do that, why would they follow you? But all of us are leading. We're leading in one way or the other. And a lot of us, quite frankly, have influence. People look up to us. There's a certain charisma about us, how we carry ourselves, how we talk, our confidence. And that pushes us into a position of leadership. And we need to understand the responsibility that comes with that. Because if you don't, you'll wind up leading somebody in the wrong direction. But when you see how important it is that you are studious, that you are diligent, that you are disciplined, that you are caring, that you're a person of integrity, when you see the responsibility that all of that brings, it's not hard for you to lead. It's not hard for you to be the person that's out front. It's not hard for you to be the person that's willing to take the criticism and do it anyway. One thing about leaders will find themselves in a lonely position. They say it's lonely at the top, and it is. But you know what? The view is so much better. It's so much better than being down in the valley. So if you're going to reach the top of your mountain, if you're going to lead the way when it comes to other people, you have to be willing to sometimes do it alone and do it by yourself. But then you also realize that there are other people that are coming behind you. You know, there's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And so in order for you to go together, guess what? Somebody has to lead. The Bible talks about how can two walk together except they agree. Even if we agree that we're going to the same place, we got to walk at the same pace. I'm going to say that again for those that are taking notes. Even if you agree to go to the same place, you also need to agree to go at the same pace. Somebody may have longer legs like I do, and they may walk a little faster, but if you're walking together, even if you're going to the same location, you have to be willing to slow down or they have to speed up so that you can walk together. So what about you? Are you leading those people around you? Or are you waiting for a title? Are you waiting for somebody to recognize who you are? Leaders lead. They lead. They don't wait for somebody to call upon them. They are leading. And before they know it, they get the title. Before they know it, they get the money. Before they know it, they get their position because they've already proven themselves to be a leader. Now, once you become a leader, you still have to develop yourself because everybody doesn't have it all together. I know some people want you to think that they do, but the reality is we're all a work in progress. When you realize the responsibility that comes with leading, you realize, okay, I may be good at this, but I need some help. I need to get better. I need more training. And leaders are teachable. I can't say that enough. Leaders are teachable. They can learn not only from people that have gone on before them, but they can even learn from the people that are leading. Because everybody don't see everything. You know, even in war, there's stuff that's seen on the front line that the generals that are back in the war room that are making the decisions, they don't know everything because they're not out front. So they have to be willing to listen to the soldier that's on the front line. And as a leader, you can do the same thing. You can listen to those who are your subordinates, those who you have leadership over, in order to learn from them, to see stuff they don't see. This past October, I put on a summit in New Orleans, Louisiana. My Are You Climbing the Wrong Mountain Summit. And I had one of the attendees afterwards, she told me, she said, the summit was great, it was good. A part that she saw was, it was incredible. In fact, what she mentioned about just the greeters at the table, she said the same energy that was in the room wasn't showing up outside. Now, I could have took offense to that and be like, what do you mean? No, but I listened. And not only did I listen, I learned. I learned that the same amount of energy that we had inside the room with all of the speakers and all of those other people that came in, the same energy needs to start on the outside with they first run into their first impression. But see, had I been bullheaded, had I been, stiff-necked, had I been just too prideful, I wouldn't have taken what she said with a grain of salt and making adjustments. And believe me, that's what I'm doing. I'm making adjustments and I'm getting ready for next year. And I got some surprises coming. I can't even tell you. And Barry, he don't even know about it yet. But I'm telling you, if you're going to be a leader, an effective leader, I guess I should start using that, because there are leaders that are not effective. There are leaders that haven't done what it is that's necessary in order to make the organization be the best possible version of itself. But an effective leader, a helpful leader, is one that knows how to listen. They know how to learn. They know how to humble themselves. They are teachable. And they realize they don't know everything. They value the least to the greatest. They see the worth of everybody, because I don't care how much you can do, you can't do it all the time. And you can't be everywhere at the same time. So understanding the importance of the leaders that you want to be and what sort of impact that has on those around you. I will tell you this, and I'm gonna share this with you. This is one of those secrets that I think, quite honestly, the world has missed. Leaders, they don't make followers. I'm gonna say that again for those that are taking notes. Leaders don't make followers. Leaders, true leaders, effective leaders, they make other leaders. True leaders, effective leaders, make other leaders. I was at my summit and I shared a quote with the group there. And the quote was, people will gladly follow you off a cliff if you teach them how to fly. People will gladly follow you off a cliff if you teach them how to fly. And that's what leaders do. Leaders make other leaders. Leaders show other people how to lead. They make sure that the organization is set up for the next generation. They don't just take all that wisdom and all that knowledge to the grave. They share it because they realize, if I die today, would the organization keep going? If you are so caught up in the cause and not the applause, you will make other leaders. But if you're caught up in the applause, people clapping for you, oh, no. I don't want them to clap for these other people. Just clap for me. So I'm not going to share this information. I'm going to let them figure it out on their own. An effective leader is going to make sure that the people that are following him know how to step in and take over. They know how to step in and take over, just in case you're out of pocket, just in case you can't make it. You're not dreading and you're not wondering, is it going to get done? Just in case something happens, you get hung up. If you have other people in place that you've trained and poured into, they can pick up and take over where you left off. Even if you showed up late, you don't have to worry about things going well, because you've made other leaders. And that's what true leaders do. They equip other people. They encourage other people. They support other people. And then in those times when they have to correct, they do it in an honorable way. They do it in a just way. They pull them aside. They make sure that they know what it is that they've done right, but also the areas they need to improve in. Leaders are not all critical. They don't just tear people down. They build people up. Yes, they correct. Yes, they talk about stuff that needs to be looked into and changed, but they build people up. And I want you to know that you can be that type of leader. You can be that type of person if you choose to. I realize for myself, and I live by the scripture, to whom much is given, much is required. And I've realized a long time ago, I've been given much. And because I've been given much, guess what? There's much required of me. I look at it as a responsibility. And I have a responsibility to share what I know. So even you, where you are, the experience you have, the background you have, the history you have, the stories you have, can be a help to somebody else. We were in New Orleans just yesterday for a training, and this lady got up and shared her story, and it was so incredible. It's so powerful. And it touched my wife to the point where afterwards, she had to go and spend some time with the lady and just tell her, I felt what you were saying. So as leaders, we have to learn how to share our story, be vulnerable, and teach people this is how you lead. So many people want to always make you think, I got it all together. I have all the answers. If you need to know anything, come to me. And I'm telling you, the sad part about that is life will show up and show them that they don't have it all together. Show them that they don't know what it is they need to know. Back in the late 90s, I was working for this company, and we had an actual event in Miami, South Beach, by the way, nice area, great, gorgeous weather. The whole thing was wonderful. And while we were there, I had a coworker of mine, and he was inside a room where a whole lot of high-level officials were. I mean, this was like the top of the top. And it was a tense environment. And I noticed something. After that first day, he came and said, tomorrow you're going in there. It's like, man, what happened? And he actually told me about something that happened that actually had him looking out of control, looking like he didn't know what he was doing. And I said, okay, no problem, fine. The next day I went in the room, he was outside working with the other people. And so I started experiencing some of the same stuff he did, because some of the people, they were giving presentations and they weren't really pointing the pointer at the right place. They thought it was like a television, and they were pointing at the screen like, no, you got to point it out there. And so we told everybody that. Everybody knew that. But of course, when they get up and they're giving their presentations, they're nervous. Their bosses, if they're on the stage, everybody else looking at stuff, so they don't want to mess up. So they start pointing at the screen, pushing their remote like, this thing is broke, I can't believe it. And what I would do, I wouldn't even get halfway there. I would slowly get up, and I would start walking towards them. And before I even got halfway there, they realized, oh yeah, he told me to point it out here. Well, why am I telling you that? That story, it culminated when we were getting ready to leave. We were in the airport, we were getting ready to head back. And we stopped at a restaurant, and just so happened, one of the executive assistants and one of the corporate leaders that were there, she was sitting next to us. And she didn't have to do this, but she leaned over and she told me, she said, you are one of the calmest people I know. And when she said that, I realized just how important it was to lead with humility. My coworker, in a controlled environment, everything always seemed to be so perfect. He always seemed to have the answer. He was so confident. But when the real world hit, he lost all that confidence. He started to realize, I don't know everything. I need to get some help. My point is this: as a leader, as someone that's going to be an effective leader, you have to be humble. You have to be teachable. You have to know that you don't have all the answers, and you have to be willing to get the help that you need. And I am so excited that Barry allowed me this opportunity to talk with you and just share with you about leading the way. And I know that something I've shared has resonated with somebody that's watching right now. And if you are considering leadership position, if you find yourself being thrust in a leadership position, don't run away from it. We need people with integrity that are leaders. We need people that take responsibility for what they do as leaders. We need people that are humble, as leaders. We need people that are willing to own up to their own mistakes as leaders, because they are setting the example for the next generation, for the next set of leaders that are coming up. Again, leaders don't make followers. Effective leaders, true leaders, they make other leaders. And I know that you can do the same. Wherever you are, whatever situation you're in, you can step up and you can show people how to lead, even without the title, even without the position, even without the money, because I guarantee you, there's no way that you can put that much time, energy, and effort into doing the right thing and God don't reward you. There is no way that you can be that diligent and that consistent and that determined to be an effective leader and you don't reap a reward. Now, I'm not saying it's going to come overnight or next month or next week or next year, but when it does come, it's going to be well worth it. And I'm talking to myself too. I want you to know I'm listening. I'm eating everything off the plate that I'm handing you, because I know the importance of being a leader, being one that can actually help impact and touch so many other people. So I want you to do the same thing. I don't want you to run from leadership. I don't want you to duck and hide from it. I want you to step up and take it by the horns and do what you know is right. And if you don't, even if you mess up, you can be humble enough to realize, hey, I made a mistake. I need some help. Tell me what I did wrong. So many people, they don't want to fail, but failure is a part of the process. Mickey Rooney said, you pass failure on the way to success. Failure is the best teacher, but you'll never fail if you don't try. You'll never try if you don't realize you have a responsibility to lead. So I want you to know that you can lead. And you should lead. You need to step up, step your game up, start leading today. Don't wait until 2020. Start today. And I would say start with yourself. Start leading yourself, and then you can lead others. But if you let you talk you out of something that you know you need to do, you're probably not ready for leadership. But once you've been able to conquer, there's an African proverb that says, if you conquer the enemy within, the enemy without can do you no harm. So we need to spend time conquering our own internal enemy so that we can wind up being the leaders that we need to be. We can show other people how to do the same. And that's what I know has been my calling. When I found out what my right mountain was, that was it. It's a wrap. I talked one time about getting to your last level. Once you understand what your purpose is, you just spend the rest of your life exploring that level. That purpose. It may have different facets of it, but you're there. You're where you're supposed to be. And I know for me, I could talk all night long. Barrett, I know that you're listening in the background, but man, if you don't come on here, I'm going to go another 2 hours. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, because I know how important it is to have leaders that are effective, leaders that will make a difference, leaders that set the example, leaders that you can point to and say, that's the type of person I want to be. And you should be that kind of leader. Hey, Barrett, I need to keep going or what?
I could have let you go another 2 hours, but they wouldn't have been listening. So everybody would have gone to bed, everything, you still be talking. And I want them to want more from you. So, you know, like our coach, Ruben West, said you want a standing invitation, not a standing ovation. So
there you go. There you go.
I want to make sure they get, but I'm kind of hurt though that you say there's some secrets that I don't even know that's coming out, man. So, you know, I'm just saying, I'm gonna leave that right there. But God, I want to tell you, if y'all want to catch more of Saccone, he does some messages. I mean, these videos that he puts up are phenomenal. I love them because he takes time and puts into. Tell them when they can watch you, man.
Well, every Wednesday on Facebook, every Wednesday morning, I debut a new video. And you know what? Somebody asked me one time, say, how do you come up with the ideas? Really, most of the time, it's what I'm going through in life, what I'm facing, what I'm dealing with. And you know, I tell all speakers, we're pretty much saying the same thing, but how can you set yourself apart? How can you make yourself stand out? And for me, it's adding humor, it's adding theatrics, it's just saying the same thing, but in a different way, making it more memorable and more impactful. So every Wednesday morning, around 6:30 Central Time, you can see a brand new video. But I tell you what, If you want to get a sneak peek, if you want to get the VIP treatment, go to YouTube, search my name, Saccone Prince, and you can subscribe to my channel because I put my videos up on YouTube Tuesday night. So you can see it before everybody else that Wednesday morning. And I also put it on LinkedIn, I put it on Instagram TV, I mean, all over the place, Twitter, I mean, everywhere. So yeah, y'all can check it out there.
And they can also go to SacconePrince.com to get learn more about you, right?
Yes, they can, SacconePrince.com, and you can find out more information that you probably want to know.
I'm putting that in the chat right now, so if y'all want to know, I'm putting it in the chat for you here on Zoom so you can see it. And I put it on the Facebook group as well for you on the call to action, so y'all can check that out as well. Look, Coney, I want to thank you, man, for being a guest here today. You know I love you, man, and I support anything you do, brother.
Thank you, man, and I appreciate you. And I want to just say again how humble I am that you even asked me. And man, I'm just grateful, you know, to actually share this journey with you, man, because I know that there are big and better things in both our futures. And
That's
you know,
right.
It's good to have people around you that celebrate you.
That's right.
I want to throw this plug out real quick because I saw a video right before we came on the air.
Mm-hmm.
There was a video of Miss World competition they had yesterday. Okay. And you can go to my page and it's there. Miss Jamaica won, but Nigeria, she was one of the 3 finalists. Nigeria celebrated Jamaica's win. I mean, like it was her sister. I mean, to me, it just did me. And I even put in my comments, when you find people that celebrate you like this, keep them in your corner. And that's what I can say about Barrett. Barrett is the type of person, he's going to celebrate with you because he wants to see you win. And I'm the same way, not only about him, but about everybody else who I see and I know that out there grinding and doing what they can to make this world a better place. And so I encourage you to do the same because that's what leaders do. They don't just celebrate themselves, but they celebrate others.
And you and I both know there's a group of us. We all support each other. We all support each other. We show up for each other. We're there to support each other. Not getting anything out of it, not looking for anything out of it, but we're there.
Exactly.
So once again, thank you again, man. I appreciate you for joining me. I'm definitely going to have you back again another time. Thank you, man.
All right, hey, just let me know because hey, I'm ready. I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
You're always ready. So everybody else, look, I want to thank you all for joining me here on a call to action, and make sure you support Saccone as well. And once again, this Tuesday, 2 days from now, I'm going to be doing a webinar showing you how to become a productive podcaster. I'm also going to show you how you can start your own podcast for only $1. That's
what?
Right. Yes.
$1?
Tuesday night.
I got that running somewhere.
Yeah. All you got to do is go to bestpodcastwebinar.com. I'm putting it in the feed for you. Go to bestpodcastwebinar.com and learn how to do that. It'll be Tuesday night. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there. It's going to be fun at 8 o'clock Eastern. Looking forward to having you all there. So on that note, as I always say before we sign off, don't just settle for being awesome. Set your goal to all them all and take action, everybody. Have a good night.
Good night.